Hi, and welcome to this screencast. Today I'm going to tell you about if statements, how you can get your computer to run different parts of your code depending on some condition. I'm going to talk about comparison operators, how you can test whether something is equal, less than, greater than, not equal, and so on. And finally, how you can use logical operators, that's and or and not, to combine different expressions. If you want your computer program to make a decision based on the value of some variable, you can use an if statement. So let's say I have a variable called x and it has the value 5. Now, depending on what value x has, I want to run different parts of my code. And to do that, I can use an if statement. So I can type, for example, if x is equal to 7, which is not, then I will do this line of code down here. For example, I could print out the string yes to the screen. Okay. And I also have the option to do something if the condition is not true. So I can type else, and then down here, for example, I could print out no. Okay. If I run this code, we can see that it will print out the word no because x is not equal to 7. So I could also change my condition here. It doesn't have to check whether x is equal to something. It could also check whether x is not equal or greater than or less than something. Notice also I have two equality signs here. So this is not an assignment. This is a test for equality. So that's two equal signs. So now let me try, for example, to change the code to say if x is less than 7, which is true. Now when I run the code, we get the result yes printed out. So now the condition is true, x is indeed less than 7, so it will run this line of code. And an if statement will always just run one of the lines of code, never both of them. Now there's a lot of different things we could test for. Now we've seen test for equality, is x equal to 7? We've seen is x less than 7? We can also check is x greater than 7? Is it less than or equal? Is it greater than or equal? And finally we can test is x not equal to 7. So when we run it like this, x is 5, so 5 is not equal to 7, so it will print yes. So let's try that. We can also use an if statement to test a more complicated condition. For example, testing two different variables at the same time. So let's say we have a variable x that's equal to 5 and another one y which is equal to 10. Now we could say if x is equal to 7 or y is equal to 10. We should run this line of code, otherwise this line of code. So in this case we check whether x is equal to 7, which it isn't, or we check if y is equal to 10, which it is. So if either of these is true, it will run this line of code. So now when I run this, it will print out yes because one of these two conditions was true. I could also combine them using and. So now it says if x is equal to 7 and y is equal to 10. And this is not true because they are not both correct. This one is not true. This one is true, but this one is not. So when I run this, I'll get printed out the word no.